Now, 25-year-old Tanya Soni from Telangana, 25-year-old Shreya Yadav from Uttar Pradesh, and 28-year-old Naveen Delvin from Kerala were killed in New Delhi's Old Rajendra Nagar while studying. Tanya, Shreya, and Naveen were studying in the basement of Rao's Study Circle, a famous coaching center to crack one of the most difficult exams in the nation, the UPSC. These three young students were trapped in the basement of Rao's Study Circle for over 4 hours amid heavy rainfall, which led to the basement becoming completely flooded. As per reports, there were 30 students who were studying in the basement. Rainwater had accumulated on the road outside due to heavy rainfall and the drainage network becoming chock-a-blocked with garbage. Initial findings claim that the force of water was so strong that it caused the basement door to completely collapse. 30 students were struck with nothing, really no escape route until the rescue operations began. The heavily waterlogged roads meant that the rescue teams could not reach the site on time. By the time they started the rescue operations, it was perhaps too late. 27 students did manage to escape, but 3 of their fellow civil service aspirants drowned and died. Now, if we were to go about this case logically, the following questions would arise. Number 1, who is the owner of the building where the tragedy has occurred? Number 2, who was running the day-to-day facilities at this building? Number 3, why were there so many students studying in a basement, and why did this basement not have any sort of escape route? And number 4, how did a basement become so flooded after just a few hours of rain to the point where people have actually died? And let me try to now answer those questions on the basis of the information that we have. Point number 1. The building where the 3 students drowned and died had 4 floors in total. Okay, it had a parking, a basement, and as per the cops, the owners of all the 4 floors are different. So there was, like I said, 4 floors, parking at the ground level and a basement, and all the floors were owned by Parvinder Singh, Sarvjit Singh, Harvinder Singh and Tejinder Singh. Now these 4 men have all been arrested. They've been sent to 14 days of judicial custody. So they were the legal owners of the building. However, this building was rented by Rao Study Circle, which was using the basement as a library for its students, and the above 4 floors were being used to conduct classes. So after the tragedy, cops have now arrested Abhishek Gupta, who is the CEO and owner of Rao's IAS Study Circle, and Deshpal Singh, the coordinator of the coaching center. So these 6 arrests have been made on the basis of the information that I've just mentioned above. Which brings us, of course, to question number 3 on why the basement was filled with students without any measures on what would happen if there was any sort of calamity, as we've now seen. As per preliminary investigation, the basement in Old Rajendra Nagar building was running an illegal library with a seating capacity of 150 people. Luckily, viewers, on the day of the incident, only 30 students were there in the library, but this could fit 150 students. The truth is, this basement was never meant to be a library. The permission was for a storage facility. As per the NOC granted by the fire department to this building, the basement has been marked as storage. This NOC is dated 1st July 2024. The fire department officials, including Mr. Ashok Narang, verified on the 1st of July this year that all floors of the building comply with fire prevention and fire safety requirements. So on paper, fire department officials have visited this building on the 1st of July to inspect it for fire safety under the guidance of a Mr. Ashok Narang, and the fire department has noted in its NOC that the basement is a storage, not a library. This NOC has been signed by Mr. Atul Garg, Director of the Delhi Fire Services, on the 9th of July 2024. This building has been granted a fire safety certificate for 3 years, which raises very serious questions that nobody is asking. How did the fire department not notice that a library was functioning in the basement? Did the fire department even visit the building to issue this certificate? Who's going to hold the fire department officials responsible for their negligence? That's the first point that we raise. The second point, viewers, the police have made another arrest in this case, and this is where it gets truly bizarre. Okay, the driver of an SUV has been arrested on the basis of the CCTV footage that you can see on your screens, which showed him crossing this waterlogged street. Apparently, the car was being driven with such speed and force that a large amount of water just hit the gates of the institute. The gate collapsed and the water then just gushed into the basement. So the cops have now arrested a person for driving on a waterlogged road. Imagine the complete lack of logic we now seem to be operating with, because we are once again in a situation where precious lives have been lost at the hands of greed and corruption. That is exactly what it is. Why is nobody wondering why the road was waterlogged to begin with? The coaching center, like many other buildings, was built on a street with a slope, which results in many waterlogging incidents, including one just last week. Residents of this area have said that they complained to authorities to get the drainage pipes cleared, but the MCD did nothing. Delhi's Chief Secretary's report today says that the coaching institute has completely blocked the drainage system, that the parking access to the institute is directly exposed to the road. So therefore, during heavy rain, the water enters the parking lot instead of going into a stormwater drain. MCD officials, ever since this incident has occurred, have called this a quote-unquote gross criminal negligence on the part of the institute owner. And yes, they're right. It is criminal negligence on the part of the owner, but do not try to fool the people. Negligence in such matters is a two-way street. Today, the MCD has put on another drama with bulldozers, but by bulldozing and sealing over 15 other illegal basements operating in Old Rajendra Nagar, all the MCD is doing at this point is exposing itself. Owners of the building and the institute have been arrested. Some random guy driving an SUV has been arrested, but the MCD gets away each time. They've suspended one assistant engineer responsible for maintenance of the drains. One junior engineer has been fired, and the executive engineer has been served a show cause notice seeking some explanation. What explanation is the MCD hoping to receive at this point in time? The MCD has now sent bulldozers today to areas near Rao's Studies Circle to remove other illegal structures covering storm drains. But are you seriously telling me that these structures, all of them, every single one of them, was built without anybody from the MCD being aware? We all know that the rot runs deep. We all know how difficult it is to get even a single paper approved for construction in Delhi if you try to do it the right way. Why is it that the government babus get away with suspensions and show cause notices? How many more deaths will it take for us to seek accountability from authorities like the MCD, which seem to be doing nothing to shed their image of laziness, red tapeism and corruption? That is exactly what is behind the tragedy that has occurred in Old Rajendra Nagar. I want to take this conversation forward. I have some extremely serious voices with me. R.K. Gupta, former chief engineer of the MCD with us, Preeti Agarwal, former mayor of the MCD with us, Vikas Gupta, senior lawyer with us, and Abhinandita Mathur, AAP spokesperson with us on the broadcast. I want to begin by understanding from Mr. R.K. Gupta. Mr. Gupta, what really is the protocol in such matters, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I have just come to know the NOC from fire has been taken only for the storage purposes. then how the owner is used the basement for the coaching or the library. It means action has to be taken against all such basements. Basements are permitted only for storage and parking only. If you want to use for other things, then you have to give the charges and take the fire NOC. But the owner hasn't taken all these things. And one more thing I would like to say, these coaching centers are permitted for permissible for 500 square meter of the permissible FAR, 2/3 of the permissible FAR. But these owners are using the whole plot, whole building as a coaching center. This is purely on the part of the owners. They are flouting the rule.
But Mr. R.K. Gupta, how can we say that this is solely the responsibility of the owners? Are you telling me that fire? Okay, I just want to understand from a logical, practical perspective. When I want an NOC from the fire department, and it says that on the NOC that the fire department officials did visit the site, it's not as though Rao started the library in the past 10 days. The NOC was granted on the 1st of July this year. The incident has occurred on the 27th of July. Did they not suspect, or are they not allowed to suspect that perhaps they're taking permission, they're calling it a store, but it's not a store?
That is the person who has inspected has to confirm. This 29 days, he might have put the tables or the racks after getting the NOC. That may be the possibility there, but chances are that there are chances that there might be classrooms or the coaching center there.
Okay, I want to bring in Preeti Agarwal as well, former mayor of the MCD. Preeti Agarwal, why is it that, and this is just one incident, and unfortunately I have to mention this, the reason why this incident is being highlighted is because young students have lost their lives, and it's taken place in an area like Old Rajendra Nagar. The number of times we report about buildings catching fire, buildings in areas around Delhi where laborers are made to sleep inside, where illegal factories are running. What really is the issue of the MCD? Why is it that the MCD really just struggles to do its job?
See, a single word for MCD is corruption and negligency of the officers. R.K. Gupta ji was chief engineer in my mayor tenure, and he knows it very well. What are the duties of administrative wing? क्या बिल्डिंग जब बनती है उसका कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाता है, क्या देख के दिया जाता है? जब इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दिस बिल्डिंग, जब इसका कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट दिया होगा तो कैसे दे दिया गया अगर बिल्डिंग की जो बेसमेंट है वो अगर अप टू द मार्क नहीं है? उसके बाद कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट के बाद अगर बिल्डिंग के अंदर कोई भी काम करना है अगर आपको, तो उसके लिए भी आपको लाइसेंसिंग डिपार्टमेंट से लाइसेंस लेना पड़ता है, कन्वर्जन चार्जेस बिल्डिंग डिपार्टमेंट को पे करना पड़ता है। तो क्या उस टाइम बिल्डिंग डिपार्टमेंट ने और लाइसेंसिंग डिपार्टमेंट ने लापरवाही नहीं की? उसके बाद जब फायर एनओसी दी गई, फायर एनओसी के बाद लाइसेंसिंग के लिए भी फायर की एनओसी चाहिए होती है, बिल्डिंग से एग्जिट के 2 एग्जिट चाहिए होते हैं, वो सब चीजें होती हैं। क्या वो बिल्डिंग जेई ने, बिल्डिंग ए ने, एक्सीएन ने, चीफ इंजीनियर ने, एडिशनल कमिश्नर ने किसी ने नहीं देखा? अगर ये चीजों की
प्रीति अग्रवाल जी, आई ऑल्सो वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड, अगर बिल्डिंग, चलिए ओके, लेट्स अज्यूम के बिल्डिंग ओनर वाज ट्राइंग टू बी वेरी स्मार्ट, उन्होंने पेपर पे लिखवा लिया कि ये स्टोर है, फिर उन्होंने वहां पे लाइब्रेरी सेटअप कर दी, क्योंकि लाइब्रेरी सेटअप करने के लिए क्या चाहिए था? वन सेकंड, आई एम जस्ट कमिंग टू माय पॉइंट, because it doesn't take much to set up a library. You just have to put up some bookshelves and bring in the books, right? That's all it takes. Okay, let's assume that the owner was trying to be over smart about it. I want to understand, even if someone is taking a basement as a store, how is it that it should not have basic facilities to escape in such a situation, in any situation?
This is what I'm telling you. जब उसको वहां पर कोई भी एक्टिविटी कैरिड आउट करनी होती है तो जो लाइसेंसिंग डिपार्टमेंट है निगम का, वो ये चेक करता है कि उसके अंदर 2 एग्जिट हैं या नहीं है, सेफ्टी मेजर्स प्रॉपर हैं या नहीं है। तो वो ऑफिसर्स ने क्यों चेक नहीं किया? और अगर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव विंग ने अपना काम ठीक से नहीं किया है तो वहां के काउंसलर, वहां के एमएलए, वहां निगम की मेयर, वो लोग क्या कर रहे थे? कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है? क्यों ये लोग रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है? क्या सिर्फ उनको डिस्कशन करनी होती है कि केजरीवाल साहब ने जेल के अंदर क्या खाया है? ड्रेनेज की डिसिल्टिंग क्यों नहीं हुई? साल में 3 बार डिसिल्टिंग कितनी हुई है उसका मेजरमेंट के साथ पूरा हिसाब किताब देना होता है। वो पूरी डिस्कशन होती है फ्लड डिपार्टमेंट के साथ बैठ के, सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स के साथ बैठ के सारी डिस्कशन होती है, बहुत थिक एंड थ्रू डिस्कशन होती है। तो क्या इस साल वो डिस्कशन नहीं हुई? और जब ये लोग जो वहां के मेयर, वहां के एमएलए, वहां के निगम पार्षद, वहां के मेयर दिल्ली नगर निगम की मेयर, वो लोग जब डिसिल्टिंग कराते हुए अपनी फोटोज खींच रहे थे और बाद में वो कहते हैं कि ऑफिसर्स हमारी सुन नहीं रही, तो ये क्या डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं? मैं तो ये कहती हूँ कि ये सबसे पहले जो गलती है वो ऑफिसर्स के एंड पे है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव विंग की गलती है। सिर्फ एक को नहीं सस्पेंड करना चाहिए, सिर्फ एक नहीं है। पिछले साल आपको मुखर्जी नगर का याद होगा
Yes.
कि किस तरह से कोचिंग सेंटर में आग लगी थी और बच्चे ऊपर से कूदने को मजबूर हुए। रोहिणी का किस्सा मैं आपको बताती हूँ कि एक लड़का 22 साल का जिमिंग करने गया और एक्सपायर्ड, वही करंट लगने से, वही बेसमेंट थी, उस पे आज तक भी कोई भी एक्शन नहीं हुआ, किसी ऑफिसर ने कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया। मैंने कल कमिश्नर साहब को ये लेटर लिखा है, उसमें अपनी सजेशंस भी कुछ दी हैं कि क्या होना चाहिए, क्या सेफ्टी मेजर्स और क्या चीजें।
Okay, I want to. Okay, Preeti Arorji, I'll come back to you. I want to bring in Abhinandita Mathur into the conversation. Ms. Mathur, for a very long time, the Aam Aadmi Party would say, "Oh, MCD is not under our control. It's with the BJP. It's with the Congress. It's with this party, that party." When will that stop? Because the MCD does fall under your rule. And what is the action that the Aam Aadmi Party is then taking at this point in time? I want to understand strictly from the perspective of taking genuine action against the MCD. Like I said, please ask anybody in Delhi what their thoughts are about the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, how it functions, and what the citizens of Delhi truly think about the one authority that is solely responsible for running our day-to-day life, that is solely responsible for civic matters.
Thanks. Firstly, I really have no words to express my solidarity with the students who've lost their friends, with the families of the victims. I will not do politicking and try my best to actually answer as honestly and as rationally as I can. Look, I'm just setting the context that all our cities, unfortunately, are, castles of greed. No city in India today is actually built, planned, or any of the rules and regulations followed and so on. This is a fact, and that we all have to accept, and we cannot deny it. Who is to blame for it? I suppose that I'm not passing the buck at all, so we do take our share of the responsibility. There is no question of denying that. But who is responsible, and who is responsible in this particular case? The evidence that we have so far, and please let me finish. The evidence that we have so far of the negligence, at some level we've all failed. There is negligence on all at all levels, no question. But at the moment, the evidence that we have in terms of who is accountable, you did see the elected members, a full cabinet sitting and almost pleading the chief secretary to do things. Did you see his arrogance? Today, when a journalist was trying to speak with him, the chief secretary actually said, "Pange mat le, jana yaar minister se pooch," very casually with a grin on his face. What is happening in Delhi is, it's in a sense, I agree that it is Ram Bharose, because I know that nobody who wants to work is able to work. Nobody is willing to take accountability or responsibility. Today, the status is, and I've worked in the Sachivalaya for years, so I can say, today the situation is that if you want even the smallest thing done, and here were ministers who were playing videos that they got from the public. Look, this is an election year. Even if you say that we were, that we were not engaging earlier, we are engaging now. And it's very clear to us that these problems have been happening. And what else does a minister do? A minister goes, pleads, begs, his officers to get something done. And yes, they do put out work that they have done, whatever little happens, because they're also, answerable to the public, and then the public expects those things. We have reached a stage where all the authorities in Delhi would ideally have to come together, and who is responsible to make that happen? Unfortunately, it is the Lieutenant Governor in Delhi who has to make sure it happens. There are so many letters from the current mayor and other MLAs and ministers to the commissioner of MCD who does not respond. The kind of callousness, and if we have officers on this board, you tell us that, other than Delhi, can you expect officers to respond to the ministers who are actually raising a very serious issue that if the desilting does not happen as it should, we are in danger. And the chief secretary and the officers subordinate to him basically have no response to it and are grinning. I mean, this is not
But Abhinandan Mathur, I want to understand
an ordinary situation, I beg your pardon.
But who's responsible for the MCD?
Well, certainly the Aam Aadmi Party has won the MCD elections. Of course, we are responsible. I'm not passing the buck at all. But as we know how the MCD functions, you cannot lose sight of the fact that for 1 year we had to fight in courts to get a mayor. You know what happened in the Chandigarh election, for example. In Delhi, of course, we have it. But you look at the conflict, we're still in litigation to get the funds passed, from the bureaucrats, to get go-aheads from the LG as far as the MCD is concerned. The new election has not happened. So whatever we are pleading and saying, all this while, and I know that people in Delhi are fed up. They feel that, the Aam Aadmi Party is constantly crying. But, at the moment, the only evidence that we have in front of the people of Delhi is the callousness of a system that is running out of vendetta, that is running out of negligence, that is running out of greed. And I think that, that is where the MCD lies. I take full responsibility of whatever, needs to be done on the behalf of Aam Aadmi Party and its elected members. But at the same time, the context cannot be ignored. And this is extraordinary. As media persons, as citizens, we shouldn't look away. I mean, officers are also human beings, so I'm sure that whenever they're taking a call about who they will listen to and who they will not, there is no business for them to not serve the public regardless of who is governing the state.
Okay, all right. Vikas Gupta, bring you into the conversation. As a lawyer, Mr. Gupta, I'm sure you've also come across several people often coming to you regarding certain problems that they face as far as municipal authorities in Delhi are concerned, about them not really cooperating with the public. Why is it that it's so difficult to get work done in Delhi?
Devika, I think we've missed the point, Here, everyone is discussing whether the coaching center was adhered to the rules and regulations of the MCD or not. That is not the point. If you recollect, just a couple of weeks back, there was a heavy downpour in the morning, and all the basements of lawyers and chartered accountants and other company secretaries were flooded with 6 feet, 7 feet of water in a defense colony. Had there been staff in those areas, lawyers, chartered accountants and company secretaries would have died during that period. What is important is not that whether the coaching center had the permission to operate as a library or not. We are missing out the larger point. How in Delhi with one rain, and in this specific case, a burst of the drainage pipe had taken place, which led to the flooding of the basement. Here, it's a complete, I would not call it a criminal negligence. I would call it a culpable homicide, not amounting to murder on part of the MCD officials. I'm not going into the politics of Aam Aadmi Party or BJP. I know both are of the same side of the coin, Both will pass the buck. Earlier, the Aam Aadmi Party would say that we don't have MCD. That is the reason for such situation in Delhi. I don't want to blame anyone for that matter. I want to say, irrespective of the government, it is the duty of the MCD officials to perform their duty. And they have failed time and again. They have no fear of the law of the country also at this point in time. MCD officials, right from Deputy Commissioner, who was the area in charge of Old Rajendra Nagar, he should be sent. FIR must be registered against MCD officials, not against the SUVs. That because of them they sped away.
Yes, but that's what, Mr. Vikas Gupta, that's what's funny. On what basis are cops now arresting? Like I said, some random guy driving his car has been arrested.
Just give me 10 seconds. It's if the desilting does not take place, and if there is a heavy rainfall and there's a death is caused, it is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. The officials of the MCD knows, they have a knowledge that if you don't desilt in time and if there is a heavy downpour, it is likely to cause waterlogging and may cause death. You remember today, it is one of your MCD official, ex-official, he says that it is only for storage purposes. That is incorrect. There is more than 24, 25 categories of people who are allowed to operate in basements. That is the new master plan that came way back in 2010 or 11, you know. So there's a whole lot of category of individual professionals who work out of basements in Delhi because the real estate prices are so high. Rather than correcting your, desilting your drainage, you're putting the blame that for this purpose, the MCD basement is used, not for coaching purpose, for library purpose. They're just shifting the blame, that's all. Why isn't FIR registered against the top officials of the MCD? They must be arrested and sent to jail.
That's what I want to understand, Mr. Gupta. Why is it that such protection is then granted to government officials? Because, like I said, within 2 days, Mr. Gupta, let me just complete. Within 2 days, Mr. Gupta, within 2 days, we have the names of the owners of the building. We have the names of the people who were running the institute there, but there is no indication of who were the MCD officials who were responsible for that area. Only that designations are informed to the media and notices that assistant engineer and executive engineer and one person services terminated junior. It's always the junior engineers who lose their jobs. The executive engineer will always get a show cause notice.
Devika, it's a real sad part of our country and our cities. In summers, we don't have water. If we have the slightest of the rain, it's a waterlogging. We have lakes. What happened to 350 lakes that were to be developed all across Delhi and water harvesting? Nobody knows about it. I'm not blaming any party. Nothing has happened. We are at the mercy of the rulers now, you know, in our city. The life of a common man is at the hands of these politicians and of these most corrupt MCD. I would say MCD is the most corrupt corporation in the world, you know.
Okay.
And not from today, for the last 50 years.
Okay, I want to leave the last word with Mr. R.K. Gupta, who's a former chief engineer of the MCD. Mr. Gupta, I'm sure it does pain your heart when people come and say that despite some of the good officers within the MCD also, some of the genuine officers who are doing work, there continues to be an impression about the MCD that it is a highly lazy, highly corrupt body. What really is the problem that the MCD cannot come out of this Babugiri culture that continues to plague it, as Mr. Gupta pointed out, for the past 5 decades at least? Mr. Gupta, if you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am. Are you listening? Yes.
Okay, we seem to have lost that line with Mr. R.K. Gupta. All right, okay. We seem to be losing that connection there with Mr. R.K. Gupta. Mr. Gupta, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, I want to just, I have the last 30 seconds left, sir. I want to understand from you, why do you feel, as a former chief engineer of the MCD, why do you feel that the majority of the people within the MCD are not being able to deliver on the tasks? What really is keeping them from just carrying out the day-to-day work?
Ma'am, it's not true. MCD had done in past tremendous work, and basically you should understand this is a public dealing sector. Public have their own problem, इनकी अपनी problem, और जो junior staff है, they have limitations. इनके अंडर इनके ऊपर political pressures इतना होता है, they even they want to do the work, they are not able to do the work.
All right.